Alright, here we go, ladies and gents. I think we're almost set. Give me a quick second, I'm just trying to get something sorted on my end. And we can start off with the commentary. FRL Charlie, how you doing, my man? Good to see you in here. It's actually going to be a solo today. James isn't feeling too good today, so he will not be in the comms box with me tonight, which is sad. But hopefully he gets better as soon as possible. Just gotta do something right here real quick. Just give me a quick second. Okay, got to do the same for here. There we go. Any chance you have seen my message? Hold on, Charlie, let me check. Was it a DM or? I'm not sure if it was like a DM or not. Like, was it a direct message to me or was it something in the chat? On Facebook Messenger. Oh, you messaged me on Facebook Messenger? Okay, let me check. Let me check real quick. I haven't really been on like on my phone for quite a while today, so let me quickly check. Let's see. Oh, hold on. I think I just saw it. Oh, are you trying to participate in tonight's race? I just saw the message. Are you trying to participate in tonight's race like right now? Or is it a different one? Well, I'm trying to get into the league as well as tonight, but Michael messages keeps getting ignored. I think Michael has just been really busy lately. I'm not too sure. Let me just check. Give me a quick second. Because I know that like we're pretty much filled on everything, but doesn't hurt to quickly check. So give me a second. Okay. Well, looks like with Steve readied up, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is it. I think we're about to start. I just messaged him. Apologies to the drivers that many have heard mine and Michael's phone call. Oh, no worries, Alicia. Good to what's it called? Good to see that you're in the chat. Always love that, to be honest with you. Always love to see you support. You've been supporting for the longest time, I gotta say, and we all appreciate that. And hopefully your man Michael does well, of course. But it looks like I'm gonna have to copy the stream because I forgot to put it in the stream room. There we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be it. So, now let's start off with the intro, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SRM ESPORTS here tonight for Season 4, Round 8 at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I am your commentator, Justin. We don't have James here tonight. Supportive of everyone, including our favorite commentator. P.S. Need a co-commentator, I'll be happy to jump on. I mean, Alicia, James isn't here right now, so if you want to come on, come right in, to be honest with you. Love to have you in the comms box. I always work better with someone, to be honest. And it's up to you, to be honest with you, Alicia. If you want to join in, come join in. Just shoot me your what's it called, your gamer tag, and I can quickly send you an invite to the SRM comms box. And sure, why not? Why not? I'll be down to have you in here. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we have 19 drivers here tonight, so we're just missing one. Hopefully they make their way in the middle of qualifying. We're missing one driver. I don't know exactly who that is, but whoever they are, hopefully they can join in soon. I haven't got a PlayStation, otherwise I would. Ah, man. Well, that's alright. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here at Abu Dhabi. It looks like the first person making their way out is going to be Hazza, and we're actually going to stay on board with Hazza, actually, ladies and gentlemen, as we get a brief description of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Of course, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is where we've seen for the past few seasons of the Formula 1 Grand Prix, where we saw the season end. Of course, the what's it called? For me, the iconic Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen battle on the final lap after Michael Massey allowed a safety car to go in on the final lap and let a few lap cars go. Come on, Harry, says Alicia. Love to see that in the chat. She always supports everybody out there. But yeah, so it looks like it's a mixed strategy here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A few drivers on the set of mediums. Those drivers so far are Hazza, Markey, Andy Smokesmith, Dopey Lemons, Angry Dutch Guy, and also Mogi down in 16th for the time being. But it looks like we're now entering Sector 3, and we're going to, I'd say, the most iconic part of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is the Castle Sector. Oh, not Castle Sector. That's Baku, the hotel sector, I should say, as of course the popular hotel here at Abu Dhabi, as these Formula 1 cars make their way under the little bridge into the final few corners. But we're actually going to stay on board with Hazza on this one. As you make your way around the final corner, get that apex. Don't want to collect that cone. That's going to slow you down a little bit. But then you start your fast lap here. Of course, you get this tough left-hander of turn 1 into turn 2, and then this long sweeping right-hander of turn 3. Don't want to get on that curb too much, or else you'll be doing what Hazza has just done and crashed out at the beginning of qualifying. Those mediums did not take enough time to warm up, and Hazza now into the wall, and he will be starting at the back of the grid. But we're going to stay on board with Mogi, or actually, should we go with, so that's Mogi. Okay, that's Mogi minutes. So yeah, so Mogi. So at the end of turn 3, you have a slight left-hander turn 4, then turn 5 and 6 to the hairpin of turn 7, down this DRS straight, where we're seeing Mogi and Bowsy Mini work together here as a team, all the way down towards turn 8 and 9. This tight hairpin that separates the two DRS zones. And then you got this long sweeping left-hander of turn 10 to a little bit of a straightaway towards the hairpin of turns 11, 12, and 13 right here. Break around the 100 meter, get down to that second or third gear as you make your way through this. And then you brake right here for turn 14, right? Yeah, 14. Then the triple apex of turn 15, 16, and 17 as you're making your way towards the hotel. And then turn 18, then 19 on the exit of the hotel. And then you make your way up to the final two corners of the track, turns 20 and turn 21, trying to carry as much momentum as you can. But Mogi's going to be the one to set the standard. What time is he going to put in? And it's going to be a 137.206 for the Williams driver. An amazing start on those set of mediums. Hopefully he can keep that momentum. Let's see how the other drivers try to answer back with that one. You see Three Ball with a 38.2 on the set of softs. So Three Ball really needs to pick up the pace out there and won't be doing it back-to-back laps as he has gotten an invalidation. But Mogi really has to give his teammate a Battle Z Mini a huge thank you as they're making their way around. But Battle Z Mini now on the DRS straight is going to be giving a little bit of a slipstream from his teammate down this straight. And let's see, where is Mogi going to go off, and he's going to pull away now and give Battle Z Mini a huge boost. So good teamwork between the two Williams drivers. We also saw Kittle cross the line with the 137.714. Same goes with Steve getting into the 137s, 137.9 respectively for him. New Dark Destroyer and the Haas doesn't look like he enjoyed that lap at all. A 148.3 for that man. But we're also seeing an Aston Martin cross the line. That's going to be Dopey Lemons. What time is he going to set? He's going to take the new provisional pole by a 136.407 on the mediums. An extraordinary lap, almost a perfect lap for that Aston Martin out there on the track. But now we are going to be seeing Dungies cross the line with a dreadful 202. But now we're going to see Battle Z Mini come across the final corner. He's going to reach the timing line. It's not going to be enough to take pole position, but it is good enough for a front row seat, a 136.508. Dundrees has been disqualified for blocking the pit exit there, and he is going to be out of the qualifying. He's going to be at the back of the grid, and he's going to have to start with potentially Haza at that back line. Very unfortunate for both of those drivers. We're seeing a few more people come across the line now. We also saw Andy Smokes Mid, 138.4. We saw, of course, New Dark Destroyer with a 148 earlier. But we're seeing a few other drivers making their way now. Fix Scouser is going to be making his way through. Dark Destroyer is going to have to go for another lap here after he had himself a little bit of an invalidation. Fix Scouser is having himself a little bit of a battle with Michael, as New Dark Destroyer has crashed out around turn 1. So it looks like the first sector is really taking out a lot of these drivers, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the sector to watch out for. But so far I'm looking at RSI Markey as he's coming around the final few corners in the Red Bull. Can he represent them well as he is reaching the timing line? And he's going to take pole position for the time being and breaking into a 135.919 for RSI Markey. The Red Bull representing very well done to RSI Markey. We also see a few drivers finishing their outlaps. Michael F1, I believe, being one of them. Same goes with Fake Scouser as them two cross the finish line now to start a fast lap. We also see Bowsy Mini coming into the pit lane now after settling with a 136.508. 10 odd minutes still left of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. So anything can still happen. Andy Smokes Mid is going to go into the pit lane as well. Same goes with the Alfa Romeo of Three Ball, most likely. No, he's going to stay out. And Angry Dutch Guy is going to be going for a fast lap here. So let's see how he takes this now. I was saying earlier, Three Ball really needs to pick up the pace, only setting a 138.2 on the softs, and you saw RSI Markey and Dopey Lemons with fast times. I believe Dopey Lemons being one of them on the set of mediums. Same goes for RSI Markey, actually. So he really needs to pick up that pace, but hopefully he can. But so far, we're seeing 9 drivers finish up, actually 10 drivers if you include Dundrees finish a lap. But of course, Dundrees being disqualified for being parking and blocking the pit entrance or the pit exit. I believe it was the pit exit, if I do remember correctly. But it looks like both of the Ferrari boys are having themselves a little bit issue. Michael F1 has invalidated his lap, and Grimmy is going to be catching up on the rear as well. So Grimmy is going to be getting a little bit of slipstream potentially from his teammate. All red on that, including the tires for Grimmy. But Fake Scouser is going to cross the line now. Let's see what sort of time he's going to put in. And he's going to put in a 140.6. So Fake Scouser not enjoying Abu Dhabi whatsoever. But hopefully he can improve on this next one. He just needs to keep up with those Ferraris. And he's got it. We're seeing, I believe that is Tomo come across the line to start his fast lap. Richard has just finished his out lap. And we just saw someone cross the line. I don't know who that was. I think... Who was that? That crossed the line just then. I saw the times change. Oh, it was 3 Ball. And Richard, 3 Ball, improved his time to a 137.5, just ahead of his Alfa Romeo teammate. And we also just saw Richard cross the line with a 136.695 for him. Shaney boy, yo, says Shaney boy. How you doing, my man? Welcome to SRM Esports here for Abu Dhabi of round 8. Good to see you here, Shaney boy. 1996, my man. Good to have you in here as always. Good to see a lot of the support here for SRM Esports. And qualifying is almost over. I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, 7 odd minutes left of qualifying until we have a 28 lap race here around Abu Dhabi. But with these drivers making their ways out of the pit lane and putting in a set of time, let's actually see where everyone rounds up for the standings so far. In the standings, if I can find it, there we go. So at after round 7 of Belgium, we currently have Battle Z Mini still in the lead with 136 points to his name. Michael F1 has just taken pole position with a 135.617, and he's going to be the one to top the timing charts. And talking about him, he's currently in second of the driver standings, a 126 points for him. Then we have Dundry is 111, then Grimmy close behind 106, F1 Farth 103, Dopey Lemon 76, Angry Dutch Guy 75, Marky 74, Steve 64, Richard 51, with that Mogi on 46, Tomo with 41, Andy with 34, Hazza and Wolsey tied with 20 points. Then we have Poles Got Ball with 14, RP Light with 13, Starless Aeon with 7, Jackie with 3, and Pablo Suarez with 2 at the back. But now let's see what that means for the constructor standings, ladies and gentlemen. And for the constructors, we currently have Ferrari on top with 237. Grimmy and Michael doing an exceptional job this season. We also see the Williams with 182 being carried by Battle Z Mini. Hopefully Mogi can pick up his weight practically into the what's called the coming middle break of the season. We also have the McLaren in third with 152 points, Red Bull with 148, so only 4-point difference between third place and fourth, so that's going to be pretty close. Mercedes in fifth with 115, Alpine in sixth with 105, then we have Aston Martin with 83 points, AlphaTauri in eighth with 54 points, Alfa Romeo with 37, and Haas with an unfortunate 16 points to their name. And with that, rounding up the standings, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm good. I'm also new Dark Destroyer, so I'm racing. Oh, okay, got you covered, my man. Unfortunate with that crash onto turn 1, but hopefully you can actually get into the rest of this race, and hopefully you can improve there. We also missed out on Hazza spinning around. Actually, did we? No, I think we covered that. But talking about stuff that we need to cover, F1 Farth has just made his way up to third fastest on the mediums, a 136.295 for that man right there, as we have a yellow flag in sector 2. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start the race. 4 odd minutes left of qualifying, and it's going to be an extraordinary race here at SRM Esports. We're also going to be now on board with Battle Z Mini, who's coming out on a new set of softs. Tomo has retired into the pit lane, and he's going to settle for 9th fastest so far, 137.157, 4 thousandths of a second behind Angry Dutch Guy. But now, ladies and gentlemen, can Battle Z Mini hold on to that championship lead? He has his main contender of Michael F1 in the Ferrari currently on pole position. His teammate Grimmy has just gotten himself into the second row with a 136.160 for the Ferrari man there. And so far we're seeing a Ferrari, a Red Bull, and a Ferrari, and we're not going to be we're gonna start to get used to that, actually, ladies and gentlemen, in the real life Formula 1 scene as well. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you are queuing in, welcome to SRM ESPORTS, ladies and gentlemen, here for Season 4, Round 8 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I am your commentator, JusGamin, or Justin. I would usually have my friend James being here today, but he is sick. So hopefully he gets well soon, because I already miss him in this comments box. Show the love for James, of course, ladies and gentlemen. He's not feeling too well today, so it's going to be a solo act here tonight. Battle Z Mini has just improved, actually, on his time of 135.953 for the Williams driver, as he tops 3rd place, just ahead of the Ferrari of Grimmy, and making his way down to that second row. Of course, the track layout here at Abu Dhabi a bit different from what we saw in the real life scene after they took away both of the chicanes at the end of Sector 1, where it turns 5, 6, and 7, and that's just one sweeping left-hander of turn 5, and of course at the end of the second DRS straight down towards turn 11, 12, and 13, and also 14, as is just a one continuous left-hand turn, a long sweeping left-hander, I should say, as well, of turn 11 practically. So it made it a little bit quicker here at Abu Dhabi, and that's what we want to see. We want to see fast racing. We want to see competitive racing as well, and I think that is a good way of doing it. I think a lot of tracks should actually replicate on that. I think a track like let's see, like Barcelona Catalunya, where you have the end of the first DRS straight, where you have like that very tough left-hander to an even sharper left-hander right after that. There's actually a way to have that long sweeping left-hander instead, and that will make it a little bit more interesting. You also have at the end, like near the beginning of Sector 3, actually, ladies and gentlemen, you have like a ending chicane right before the final corner, and there is actually a way to get rid of that chicane completely and make it a faster exiting corner, and I think that would make it a better racing as well. Angry Dutch Guy has just improved his position up to 7th fastest with a 136.421 for the Red Bull driver. Not as much as his teammate of RSI Marquis, but he still has a lot of pace to find. And now, with that being 1 minute left of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is what everyone is going to be fighting for the dire moments of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. We're actually now going to be seeing Richard cross the line to start a new fast lap. Same goes with Michael F1 up in provisional pole so far with a 135.617 for that man. I think the next person on a valid lap that will be crossing the line potentially, it looks like it's going to be not Angry Dutch Guy, but Mogi, as he's been improving by a 10th now, and he's going to come across the final corner now. Let's see what time he's going to set. He's reaching the timeline now. He goes up to 5th fastest for the Williams team. Mogi really picked it up at the end there, 136.280, and he's going to lead that 3rd row as you see Michael F1 now make his way past. And see, we have the Haas of Fake Scouser coming across the final corner now. Let's see what sort of time he's going to put in. He's actually going to move up a position to 14th fastest, a 138.242 for that man. Andy Smokes Mid is going to be right after Angry Dutch Guy, as after he goes into that second row, actually, Angry Dutch Guy on 136.138, as we just saw Andy Smokes Mid make his way up to 12th now from 15th, a 137.526 for that man. We also see an Alfa Romeo cross the line, and that's going to be Thibault. He's going to go into the pit lane now and finish his qualifying session. We're now going to go on board with Richard as he is coming across the hotel bridge. And he has 2 more corners left until he can set a new fastest. Let's see, can he improve? He has himself a spin and crashes out on the final corner, ladies and gentlemen. This is textbook right here. Not what you want to see. And Richard just putting it all onto those final corners. And he just went too much on that throttle, and he is now into the wall. Crashed out, settles with 9 fastest for the time being. 136.695. We see F1 Farth gonna go into the pit lane, and Dopey Lemons now is gonna be coming across the final corner. Let's see, can he improve on his time? He's crossing the line now, and he takes pole position on 135.564. Now let's see if Michael can answer that, and it doesn't look like he can. He has no front ring on that Ferrari. No, he has broken his nose. And that's going to be it of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Dopey Lemons taking pole position in the dire moments of qualifying with a 135.564. Michael F1 rounds up the front row with a 135.617. Then we have RSI Markey, then Battle Z Mini in that second row, then Angry Dutch Guy and Grimmy in that third row. Extraordinarily quick that those front 6 are. And Michael now retires into the pit lane with no front wing, and that is going to be it of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, as they get that Ferrari back into the garage, get a new nose on there, and prepared for the race start. But as I said, ladies and gentlemen, it's a British front 3 of Dopey Lemons, Michael F1, and RSI Markey. RSI Markey will be starting on the set of medium, same with F1 Farth actually, in that top 10. But Battle Z Mini makes up that second row with RSI Markey. Then we have Angry Dutch Guy, Grimmy, Mogi, F1 Farth, Richard, Tomo, Wozy, Andy Smokes Mid, Thibault, Steve, Fake Scouser, New Dark Destroyer, Hazza, Kittle, and Dundrees rounds up the rear. And that rounds up qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be right back for the race start. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a dry start here. And this is where it's all going to go down, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys aren't going to be looking away from the screen, because we're about to get this race underway. Hopefully everyone has a good race. So are you looking forward to this weekend's race? I actually am, to be honest with you. Alicia, I actually cannot wait for round 3 of the F1 season. And where is it going to be? It's actually going to be at Australia? Is it? Australia. Yeah, it's going to be at Australia. So I think that's going to be a good one. Hopefully my man Danny Ricciardo can represent him well. No, Alicia, having to wake up 6 a.m. for it, for God's sake. Well, we're used to it at this point, aren't we, Charlie? We're kind of used to it at this point. But yeah, now, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. All of the drivers have got their setups up and ready to go. Let's see how this is. And Dopey Lemons, a fun fact, ladies and gentlemen. Dopey Lemons, this is actually his first ever pole position, and what a place to do it, of Abu Dhabi. Let's see if he can represent himself well. First time I've had to wake up this early for a Grand Prix. Really? Really? Wow. There's been points where, like, last season, you'll be at work. Oh, okay. But yeah, there was points in my end where, like last season with the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, I had to wake up like around 4 o'clock in the morning just to watch the qualifying. So, to be honest with you, I'm used to trying to wake up early, and if I miss it, it's fine. I can just watch it back after, and not have people tell me what happened in the race. But of course, we all want to see it live, so that's totally understandable. Yeah, last season is when I started watching the races live. I used to just watch the highlights. Come on, you gotta watch, not watch the highlights, but I'm talking about like just watch like the whole race after, like watch it back. Like just set like your DVR or something, and you'll be fine. I would rather sleep. To be honest with you, yeah, that is true. That is true. But so far, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are ready to start the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here for SRM Esports. And right now, we're actually going to take a look of the tire compounds, actually. So in the top 10, we have two medium runners of RSI Marquis and F1 Farth putting their extraordinary times for the race start here. We also have in the bottom 10, well, technically bottom 9 here tonight. We have everyone on mediums except for two drivers, Andy Smokes Mid and New Dark Destroyer on a set of softs. I'd rather sleep too, but I already have to wake up early on Sunday, but meh. I'll have 2 weeks off school, so I don't care how much sleep I get. Fair, but of course you still want to make sure that you have like a nice and like a good night's sleep. To be honest with you, you still want to have like a good night's sleep. Get that what's it called? What is it called? Like your sleep pattern. You still want to have that good for when you come back to school, of course. But ladies and gentlemen, again, it looks like these drivers are going to make their way towards the starting line, ladies and gentlemen. And if you guys are new here or you see yourself coming back from time to time, please consider hitting that red subscribe button and make sure that notification bell notification bell is completely filled so notified every time we have a race here for SRM Esports. It's usually every Wednesday around 7. I try to do it around 7:20 GMT, just so we get enough people to come in and say hi. But now, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're about to start. 3, 4, 5 red lights here at Abu Dhabi. Lemons on around the outside, Michael on the inside, and away we are for the start of round 8. An amazing start there from Angry Dutch Guy, as he's going to try and get past Battle Z Mini around the outside. They have a little bit of contact, actually. And F1 Farth with those set of mediums is having an extraordinary start, I gotta say. A little bit of a shake-up from Angry Dutch Guy, but he now falls down to 6th. We're seeing Michael trying to get past Dopey Lemons early on in this race, but just couldn't get past. Dopey Lemons just had that amazing restart here. And let's see how they do it. Let's see if he can get past. We also see Grimmy and Mogi having themselves a little bit of a battle. Mogi trying to get past the Ferrari. And it's Williams versus Ferrari. What we've been seeing from the start of the season here at SRM Esports. Can Mogi make his way past around the outside of Grimmy? It's going to be tough between them two. And Mogi's able to get it with Grimmy spinning around a little bit. And he was able to save himself going into the wall. And he's going to get back past Steve and up to 11th place. A little bit of contact, I gotta say. Fake Scouser is currently down in 16th, actually, Alicia. So hopefully they can improve back there. But F1 Farth on those set of mediums, an amazing start for that man. Same goes with RSI Markey holding on to his position. But F1 Farth's going to try and get past Battle Z Mini around the outside. And he's able to do it. That was very, very ambitious, but was able to pull it off. An amazing overtake there from F1 Farth as he now pushes his way up to 4th. He is a madman in the Aston Martin. Started in around 8th place, already up to 4th. And those mediums, he's really feeling out those mediums here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And Dopey Lemons still leads the race at the end of lap 1 with the fastest lap, of course. But let's see how these drivers are taking these corners now. New Dark Destroyer is slowing like not really going as fast. He's really struggling to find the pace early on in this race. And 3 Ball is going to try and squeeze himself past. New Dark Destroyer didn't give the space at all, and 3 Ball and himself have themselves a little bit of a contact, and 3 Ball goes spinning off. He was able to stay in, but Steve has had himself a little bit of incident as well. Same goes with Mogi after he spins around turn 7, and he's now going to fall down to 15th. We now see Michael F1 and Dopey Lemons have themselves a battle for the race lead. And Michael takes it, just diving onto the inside there at the end of the DRS straight. And he is now leading this race and will be leading the Drivers' Championship still. Have you done your top 3 predictions? No, I have not actually, Alicia. No, I have not. Oh, and Dopey Lemons is actually going to try and fight back, and he retakes the lead at the end of the second DRS zone. Back and forth battle for the Aston Martin and the Ferrari here tonight. An amazing result so far, but for my top 3, that's actually tough, actually, Alicia. This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Michael to win, RSI Marquis in 3rd, and I think F1 Fart's going to get 2nd. That's what I'm going to say. Looks like we have another spin, and it's going to be Woolsey right before the hotel entrance, and he's going to spin around, but Doping Lemons now leads again. Battles the Mini Angry Dutch Guy now getting the fastest lap. Tama with the fastest. Richard, Grimmy, Hazza now having the fastest lap. You can see all of those drivers just going faster and faster, but now it's going to be a virtual safety car, ladies and gentlemen, as Woolsey enters the pit lane. New Dark Destroyer looks like he had himself a little bit of a spin, or was it Fake? No, Fake Scouser had himself a little bit of a spin, so it looks like he is going to pick up a little bit of damage on that Haas. But now, back to the front. What an extraordinary battle we have just seen between Dopey Lemons and Michael F1. Back and forth battle at where it is right now, actually, at the DRS straights. DRS has been enabled, so once the VSC is over and we see those green flags and green lights going on, that is where these drivers are going to go all out, and they will be having DRS. And we're going to be seeing a lot of overtakes here. But now VSC is still not ending as of yet. You can see that it might be ending soon, actually, while all of the drivers exit out of the pit lane. And it looks like we are about to go away with green lights after they have all exited out of the pit lane. The VSC is still in play, ladies and gentlemen. Watch that Delta. Don't want to get a drive-through penalty at this early in the race as well. Don't want to get a drive-through penalty at all. But there you go, and right as I say it, New Dark Destroyer gets himself a drive-through penalty, and we are back to green flags on the field as these drivers, the leading drivers, make their way past the hotel sector. And now let's see, can RSI Marquis and F1 Farth catch up with Michael on that restart? Those softs are really going to be having a huge advantage early on in this race. However, RSI Marquis and F1 Farth has really been keeping up the pace, actually, to those soft runners. And yep, commentator's curse, says Alicia. Yep, commentator's curse. But I think it's also common sense as well. You want to watch out for that Delta. Don't give yourself a huge disadvantage in the race, but New Dark Destroyer gave it to himself there. But you can really see how close this front 5 are getting at this. Actually, front 6, including Angry Dutch Guy, as Mogi has DNF'd around turn 3. And, well, actually, right at turn 4, actually. Doesn't look like we were going to bring out the safety car here. And, yep, it's just a yellow flag, but it's not a VSC or a safety car. These guys are still going to go out, and Michael F1 just holding on with that DRS. He's going to get it now on this exit. Got a faster exit compared to Dopey Lemons. And he's going to bite now with that DRS. Can RSI Marquis also get past? Dopey Lemons taking the defensive line on the inside. Is he going to dive to take that position back? No, it doesn't. No, he does not. He's going to slot for that second place. And Michael now takes the lead in this race on lap 4. Oh, and Dopey Lemon's taking a lot of that curb there. Really lost a lot of momentum there. And RSI Marquis is going to try and catch him out on that mistake. And he's going to get past. RSI Marquis now up to 2nd. Dopey Lemon's down to 3rd. And with his teammate of F1 Farth right behind him as well. He's got to be considering letting his teammate through. But for the time being, Dopey Lemons does stay in that 3rd place position. Michael up into the lead with RSI Marquis in 2nd. Michael now taking the fastest lap on 139.759 for that man right there. Scuderia Ferrari. But so far you can see how close this front 6 are. The gap only being less than 3 seconds as well. So any of them that gets a time penalty is going to really ruin their chances. But we're going to stay on board with F1 Farth as he is closing the gap against his teammate of Dopey Lemons there. RSI Marquis could be taking the race lead. But you can see Dopey Lemons is really starting to struggle to keep the pace. F1 Fart needs to get past, and looks like Dopey Lemons is going to let him. Michael is now been overtaken by RSI Markey coming down the DRS straight. F1 Farth and Dopey Lemons have themselves a little bit of a battle, and F1 Farth goes past. Michael F1 now has DRS back. Dopey Lemons doesn't have DRS. F1 Fart doesn't have DRS, but Michael now around the outside. Markey on the inside, trying to get the switch back on the exit there for Michael F1. He's really trying to get past. He's sticking his nose in, but Markey just has the better acceleration into these exits, and he takes the lead. Michael now down to second, and F1 Farth up to third. We also see Dopey Lemons trying to hold off Battle Z Mini as well as Angry Dutch Guy to keep that fourth place position. Oh, you can see F1 Farth really closing in on Michael F1 here. Red Bull and Ferrari fighting seems a bit too much like real life. Yeah, to be honest, it does. But one thing that doesn't make it real life, Aston Martin of F1 Farth is going to be closing in on Michael. Michael has actually lost out on DRS compared to RSI Markey, and that is where we're going to see these softs really start to deteriorate, and they might have to consider going into the pit lane because RSI Markey is just pulling away from Michael F1 at this point. But now can F1 Farth get past? He's trying to find the gap. He's really trying to find the best racing line out there. Takes a little bit of a slippery exit on around turn 7, but he goes on the ERS. He has the DRS and the slipstream. He's going to get past easily as he now moves up to second place. Dopey Lemons closing in on Michael F1, but could it be a short-lived overtake? And we just saw Hazza go past Tomo on that DRS straight as well. But it could be short-lived as Michael has himself a little bit of a faster exit compared to F1 Farth. F1 Farth is using everything that he has in storage. He's using all of that ERS down the second DRS straight, breaks around the 100 meter, and he is going to stay in that second place. Michael F1 now down to third. Dopey Lemons started in pole position, now down to fourth. We see Dundries and Richard have themselves a little bit of a battle as well near the back. What's the best type of tires for this track in your opinion? I would actually say either the mediums or the hards, mainly because with this track you can get those tires like overheated very quickly if you use those softs, and one way to counteract that is using those mediums. And as you saw in qualifying, the mediums actually did very well in qualifying compared to those softs. So I think the medium tires are really the best way to go. Of course, with softs you get a little bit of extra boost on pace, but with it being the DRS at this point, it's just not going to be important at that point. So it's going to be mediums in my opinion. F1 Farth for the win, says Pole 4. Well, let's see if your man F1 Farth can take the win here, Pole. I don't think I've ever seen you in the chat. I don't believe. So welcome to SRM ESPORTS, my man. Good to see you in here. F1 Farth now closing the gap, but he has no DRS, so he's really going to struggle out there. Dopey Lemons could be finding himself back into the podium, which he does. He's just gotten past Michael F1. And we have a yellow flag. 3 Bull has crashed out on the final corner, and that is going to be a safety car, ladies and gentlemen, right as Dopey Lemons got past Michael F1. Oh, Pole's got Bull. Oh, there you are. Sorry. How you doing, Pole? I thought you would be racing here tonight. Are you just been late potentially? But it's still good to see you in the chat, my man. Good to see you in there. It doesn't look like who is reserving for you? Was it Fake Scouser that's reserving for you, or was it New Dark Destroyer? Oh, you're not home. That's unfortunate. Okay, so oh wow, so it looks like the mediums and the soft runners up in the lead are gonna go into the pit lane. Dopey Lemons gets himself a 5-second time penalty for speeding in that pit lane. Angry Dutch Guy, however, is going to stay out on those old set of softs. Grimmy, wow, what has just happened with Grimmy? Grimmy had himself a disqualification for blocking the pit entrance. Did I see that correctly? Did I see that correctly, ladies and gentlemen? Fake Scouser, I think. Oh, okay. Tell me if I'm wrong. Did I see that correctly? Yeah, Grimmy has just stopped in the pit lane. Grimmy is out of this race, ladies and gentlemen. Not too sure what happened there, but for the time being, ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing Kiddo and Angry Dutch Guy stay out on those old set of tires, and a lot of the people coming in with a new set of tires. A few of them switching to a set of softs, a lot of them switching to another set of mediums or a new set of mediums. At least you're saying, yeah, you did well. I don't know what happened there, but Grimmy is now out of this race, ladies and gentlemen, and that is one Williams and one Ferrari down. I'm not too sure what happened there with Grimmy, but to be honest with you, it doesn't matter. I think he may have glitched it. That's what I'm thinking as well, to be honest with you, Alicia, because there's absolutely no way that he actually parked there. Let me actually look in the Discord to see if he's messaging at all. I've been DSQ'd from the race, hit the barrier into the pits, took off his wing, and the game gave him a DSQ. Oh, wow. So actually, it wasn't a glitch. So he actually hit the barrier coming into the pit lane, and it looks like he was stuck there, and they thought that he was blocking the pit entrance. Well, I mean, he was, because he crashed, but oh, that's gonna be so unfortunate for the man. That is so unfortunate. Oh no, dude. Oh no. That's really gonna mess him up. Alright. Well, I'm gonna let my voice relax a little bit. What's it called? While the safety car is out, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna just stay on Angry Dutch Guy, but I'm gonna let my voice relax a little bit. I'm feeling a little bit of a strain in my voice right now, so just we'll be right back once we see the race control and the safety car comes in. So hopefully you guys understand a little bit. What's my favorite track to commentate on? Let's see. For obvious reasons, hold on. So what's my favorite track to commentate on? That's a good question, actually. For obvious reasons, with me being Portuguese, Portimão is always a good track. But if I would say a fun track to commentate on, a fun track. Let's see. I can easily tell you my most hated one. Hold on, guys, I just got a message. Alright, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The safety car is in this lap. What's that? The Singapore Grand Prix. The Singapore, because there's just a lot of safety cars that always happen there. But if I would say a fun track, I have to say one real quick. Actually, Brazil. Brazil's actually a pretty fun track to commentate on, I gotta say. But so far, ladies and gentlemen, the safety car is now in this lap. Angry Dutch Guy is going to take the restart here tonight, and he is going to stay in the lead off of that restart. Kittle had himself a fast reaction, but not enough to try and take that race lead. RSA Markey, though, right on the tail end of that Alfa Romeo on those new set of mediums. Can he get past here and make it a Red Bull 1-2? He's looking around the outside. Kittle defending. And that's going to give F1 Farth an opportunity to get past. They squeeze each other. F1 Farth now on the inside with those new set of softs. And he is going to push up to third. Now he's going to go side to side with Siddle. And he's made the double overtake happen here, ladies and gentlemen. He is now up to second. And you can see RSI Markey trying to get past Kittle as well around the inside. As Kittle goes off the track a little bit to give the space. Hits the meter barriers out there. So he's gonna lose. So he's gonna lose out a little bit. Michael F1 is gonna get overtaken by Battle Z Mini, and we are now 3 wide down this DRS straight. The DRS, of course, not being enabled as of yet. But Dopey Lemon is gonna try and go on the inside of Battle Z Mini. Couldn't get it done. And Battle Z Mini stays in that 6th place, but you can see Michael F1 right on the tail end of Kittle. Gonna go around the outside with those new set of mediums into the triple apex, and he has done it. Michael F1 now up to 4th. F1 Farth now is going to be eyeing down Angry Dutch Guy and get himself out of that Red Bull sandwich. And he needs to do it quick, if anything. He needs to do it quick. And he has just done it there. We have Kittle that has just spun around. Oh, and who did I just see? Steve had himself a little bit of a spin as well with Kittle. So those new set of hards aren't really helping out Steve at this point. But now, ladies and gentlemen, F1 Farth takes the lead of this race. And he is flying at this point, ladies and gentlemen. We see Dopey Lemons trying to get past Battle Z Mini. Battle Z Mini trying to pull the switchback, going around the outside of this hairpin. Not going to be able to do it. He's going to have to slow down a little bit. That's going to give Dundrees an opportunity to find himself up to 6th place. It's a drag race now between those two drivers. And Dopey Lemons can just see in his mirror just how close those two drivers are towards him. Dundrees is going to break a little bit later. Use the grip on those set of softs. But Battle Z Mini still trying to hold on, but he can't. Battle Z Mini now falls down to 7th. And Angry Dutch Guy goes into the wall. And that's a Red Bull out. It looks like we're still seeing green lights on the field. Just a yellow flag into Sector 2. And Angry Dutch Guy is out of this race, ladies and gentlemen. RSI Markey and F1 Farth are really pulling away now from Michael F1. But with that as well, Michael F1 has moved up a position up to 3rd place. Want to see exactly what happened there with Steve. Groomy. Okay, so it looks like a little bit of a heated discussion, but now looks like now they're letting the safety car come out of this race. F1 Farth goes back into the pit lane, and it doesn't look like he lasted long on those set of softs, so he's gonna go in for a set of mediums. Take a shot every time there's a yellow flag this race. Poof, I'll be drunk at the end of this. Jesus, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Can tell you that much. Looks like Angry Dutch Guy is, well, yeah, Angry Dutch Guy is, of course, gonna be the reason, what's it called, is the reason that he, that there is a safety car out there on the track. Spun around at the exit of that chicane, gone right into the wall, and very easy to lose these F1 cars, I gotta say, but, so far, Angry Dutch Guy, well, at least you did it on your own. So I'm kind of I'm kind of curious about what exactly happened there. But of course, a lot of these drivers, I'm trying to give the space as well, trying to respect the rules out there as the cars get very compact into the chicane. And it actually looks like RSI Markey is going to be the one to lead the safety car restart. Richard doing pretty well so far on those set of hards. And And Battle Team Mini is saying, what was Tomo and Richard doing? I'm not too sure if they had themselves a little bit of an incident out there, ladies and gentlemen. But now since it's another safety car, instead of actually taking a shot every time, I'm actually gonna let my voice relax a little bit. So when we come back for the safety car restart, so I'm gonna do the same thing here. So be right back once we get the race control on the screen. Yeah, sorry guys, my voice is really messed up right now. Oh fuck. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. I think doing commentary back-to-back days for like a few months now is really taking a toll on my voice now. Ugh. Oh guys. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we just saw it come through. Safety car is going to be in this lap. RSA Marquis is going to be doing the restart. Won't be having Kiddo right behind him to help him out against Michael and Battle Z Mini. So it's all down to him. Let's see if he can hold on to that race lead for the safety car restart. It's going to be a tough one. Gotta say, it's going to be a real tough one, but let's see if he's able to do it. Only has a few corners as they now enter around the hotel sector. And just in case if you guys are curious, of course we saw yesterday Liverpool beat Benfica 3-1 and Man City beat Atletico 1-0. And so far today at halftime, Everton is beating Burnley 2-1. And Real Madrid is beating Chelsea 1-0 as of just now, 23rd minute. Villarreal is actually beating Bayern Munich, I actually would say as well. But now, ladies and gentlemen, there's green flags. RSA Marquis put down the hammer on that throttle, and he now still takes the lead in turn 1. Michael F1 is trying to catch up with them on those set mediums, but he has a lot of work to do ahead of him. F1 Farth pulling the switchback on New Dark Destroyer, and F1 Farth with those new set of mediums, he's really going to push everything that he can to get back into that top 3. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said as well, so we are now at the halfway point of this race, ladies and gentlemen, for round 8. We now just saw F1 Farth make his way up to 9th place after passing Fake Scouser. Alright guys, we might actually have a special guest come in for commentary. We might have a special guest for commentary. It's not going to be James. James is still sick, but I just received word that we might have someone else coming in a few seconds if they are willing to. But if not, it will still be me here for Abu Dhabi. But RSI Marky and Battle Z Mini both go into the pit lane on those old set of mediums. So the mediums don't last long either unless they have another strategy for themselves. So let's see how they take this now. But now that's actually going to give Michael F1 such a lead. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a special guest real quick. Give us 1 second. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me alright?
I believe so. Let's do a quick test. Yep, they hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Alright, so of course, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Alicia to the commentary box. How you doing, Alicia?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm alright. Of course, to the people that don't know you, explain just who you are and how you got into relations of SRM Esports.
Well, obviously I'm dating Michael, so that's kind of how I know all about it.
Well, there you go, and so far your man is in the lead as there's another safety car out there on the track, so it looks like Woolsey had himself a little bit of an incident. But yeah, are you happy to see your man back up front, or you want to see someone else finally?
I'm not gonna lie, I've been rooting for Harry this whole season, so Hazard is one of Michael's mates, and he's got so much potential. So it'd be really nice to see someone that's a bit lower down in the table to do really well.
Well, of course, a lot of these drivers out here being an underdog, and we always love to see a good underdog story. But with that being said, now we are entering lap 16 out of 28, and hopefully we can see someone make their way up there. So far, Hazza, I believe that's who you're talking about, Hazza?
Yeah.
Well, he's currently in 4th place, so he is representing well, and now with them knowing that you are in their corner as well. Of course, you're in the corner of a lot of drivers out here. You just love this this community, and same here. But of course, with me being, go ahead.
It's just nice supporting people, honestly.
Honestly, gives himself a little bit of an edge, gives himself a little bit of a boost of confidence out there on the track. But of course, it's gonna come to a point to where you cannot really support like Manchester United and Liverpool at the same time. You gotta choose one.
Yeah, no, that is true.
But
It would be my first.
of course, I would be surprised if it was anyone else, to be honest. But yeah, so far, how are you enjoying the racing?
Yes, so far I don't know much about F1. I only know the basics, so I could do good sound effects, but I don't think I'll let the listeners listen to that.
Well, I think one thing with commentary is just going with the flow. To be honest with you, you what is the word? Oh, I forget what the word is. You improv a lot. Like when you're in the comms box, you just do like a lot of improvisation out there. Of course, you don't like you would have like a certain sort of like notes that you would make, but when you're out there, you just go with it. And to be honest with you, anyone can do commentary. Like everyone says that like I do a good job, but to be honest with you, I'm nothing special. Anybody can do commentary.
If James can do it, I'm sure I can do it.
Yeah, honestly, I think you would enjoy it. But well, with that being said as well, is now race control has just come in and is going to be a safety car coming in this lap now. So Michael F1 with Tomo right behind in that front too. Richard currently in the podium as well with the AlphaTauri duo of Hazza and Andy in P4 and 5. And it's going to be a tough one for all of them out there. A lot of them with a new set of tires. near the back of RSI Marquee, battles the Mini, Fake Scouser, and Steve. But now Michael coming around the final corner, and he's going to start us off. An amazing start for him. Same goes with Tomo. Haza's right on the tail end of Richard on that safety car restart, and he could be making his way back into the podium. But let's see, he has that Mercedes ahead of him with those old set of hards. So those newer set of mediums could really give him the extra edge. But now they got to look for the long run now to see if they can get themselves through. And let's see now. It looks like
I just know what soft, medium, and hard does.
pretty much, yeah. Oh, but it looks like F1 Fart's going to be starting to have himself a battle with Haza. F1 Fart is doing an extraordinary job here tonight. And F1 Fart now up to 4th, passing both of the AlphaTauris on that DRS straight, and he is a man on a mission. He wants to get the race win here, and he's practically a man possessed inside of that Aston Martin.
F1 Fast is always up there in the podium. I would be very surprised if he wasn't on podium today.
Of course, I believe he was in a podium last week at Belgium, but so far he's currently in the podium. And with those newer set of intermediates, Jesus, Justin, newer set of mediums, he could be going out there until the end. But let's see this now. They're all entering the castle sector now. Michael's still ahead by almost 2 seconds now off of Tomo, but F1 Farth is really closing in that gap on Tomo for that second place. Of course, Michael F1 taking the fastest lap. F1 Farth actually taking it right back after a 138.944 on those set of mediums. And of course, he did an exceptional job in qualifying. Started in P8 on those set of mediums, and now coming into the race, he is now up to 3rd after making 2 pit stops, I do believe. So he is definitely going to be one to watch here, and he's been one to watch throughout the entirety of the season, I should say, Alicia.
Yes, isn't he in the running to be in the championship?
That's actually a good question. One way to find out. I know that Battle Z Mini is still leading the Drivers' Championship with Michael F1 in 2nd. F1 Farth is actually in 5th for the time being, with 103 points. He would actually, if he stays like this, he will be past Grimmy and Dundrees, so he would actually make himself up to 3rd if he stays like this.
A lot of races I've seen Farth's done really well.
Well, he still has plenty of races left in the calendar, so let's see how he takes it now. And we're actually around the midway point of the season, I gotta say, actually. And with next week being Britain, we're gonna have a week break right after that, and we'll be back on the 27th of April for Saudi Arabia. So that's gonna be a very, very good race to watch as well.
Michael do it, and then he's just like, oh yeah, this is this track, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that just means something to me.
Well, of course, I don't know if this would actually be close to you, but for the British Grand Prix is actually at Silverstone Circuit. Is that actually close to you guys, or is it in a different city?
So me and Michael live on the south coast, and it's a lot different from how America is laid out. It's not like states and that, so I'd say Silverstone is about an hour away from them or something.
Oh, that ain't too bad, to be honest.
No, I've always said to Michael, we should go watch one of the F1 races live. He's just like, no, I'd rather watch on the TV.
Wow. Michael, if you're listening to this... Well, I mean, if he's listening to this right now, he's going to know that F1 Farth is right on his tail after he got the overtake on Tomo. And he's now going to be having DRS, so we could be seeing F1 Farth make his way into the lead, which we are seeing now. He has no ERS left, but with that DRS and the slipstream, he's not going to get it as of yet, but you can really see that he's going to get it past. Haza now gets past Richard up to 4th. Andy Smokesmith gets loses 2 positions actually to RSI Marquis and Dundrees during that DRS line as well.
See, watching Michael and Farm fight just then, that was just the defending that you need to do on this track always makes me so nervous because I always feel like they're going to crash out.
Oh yeah, it's very easy to do that, of course. Especially in with people that don't use any traction control out here tonight. So they've really given themselves a big challenge ahead of them. But so far, it's prevailing for F1 Farth. He's getting fastest lap after fastest lap, down to a 138.587 for him. So it's going to be a close finish potentially between those two. But you can already see Michael is working hard to try and stay ahead. And F1 Fart's speed could be a little bit overwhelming for him, but we'll have to wait and see how he does. Of course, RSI Marquez is actually still closing in on Haza. He's going to make the dive on the inside, and he's going to get past, but this is exactly what Haza wants. Now Haza will be getting DRS, and he could be taking back that 4th place off of Markey. So that could be a short-lived overtake. But F1 Fart now, with his DRS, he's looking at Michael, and he's actually going to, yep, he's going to get past, but Michael now will be having DRS on the second one. And he's using everything he has in his arsenal, ERS, DRS, and the slipstream, and Michael retakes the lead on lap 28. A back and forth battle that we've been waiting to see.
I have a strong feeling Michael might need to pit again.
Oh, really?
I don't know why, I just have a feeling.
Well, I mean, if anyone knows it, to be honest with you, if anyone would know anything that would happen with Michael, you'll probably be the first person.
It's like when he does his qualifying and he leaves it to the last minute.
Of course, we all try to do our best to be on time, but oh, actually, he might, because now Haza goes into the pit lane on an 11-lap-old set of mediums. So this could be a tough finish for Michael, and I'm not too sure if he will last, because F1 Farth has 4-lap younger set of mediums. So he has the edge, but I just don't know if he has that sort of consistency compared to F1 Farth right now in this race.
I think if anything, he's going to come first. Just looking at the tyre wear.
Oof, well, yeah, you can really see that that line of deterioration. F1 Farth is trying to go around the outside. He has a little bit of better grip compared to Michael. Michael breaks a little bit, but he does have DRS on the exit now, and it's just like what we saw in the previous lap. F1 Farth getting past in that DRS straight. Michael F1 able to take it back on the second DRS straight, and Michael retakes the lead again. Now with 7 laps left to go, it just comes down to see if they can last. A little bit of a shake-up there from F1 Farth, and he's starting to lose a lot of pace now on that shake-up. But we'll have to wait and see if he gets back into the DRS distance.
I think Michael's really gonna have to rely heavily on that.
Yeah, I think that is going to be the main point of his attack. He needs to hold off and let F1 Farth get away from him. But with those old set of tires, it's going to be tough for him as well. So it just comes down to just how much heart that you can give, and how much how aware you are of those tires, because they are looking pretty worn out. I gotta say, from these camera angles.
Michael's always got a strategy when it comes to these sort of things, but I have no idea what his strategy is for this.
Well, it might just have to be just try and last as long as possible, because it's gonna be tough for him. And F1 Farth is starting to close that gap. He was able to get back into the DRS distance. He's looking for the overtake, but he won't be getting it now, but he could be getting it on the next DRS zone. So the gap now around 3/10, so they're pretty close. And now F1 Farth with that DRS, he has no ERS left. But it looks like Michael still holds on to the lead, which he does. Michael F1 has an extra edge ahead of him. He has stored a lot more energy on that car, but he's getting a little bit of a slippery exits through these corners. Those tires are really looking worn out, and you're just waiting for their engineer to say come on in for a new set of tires and let him burn his out to a puncture.
He's got to have really sweaty hands right now. That's all I can think of.
I think all of these drivers would at this point, to be honest with you. Even me in the comms box, just watching this unfold.
I've got a question. What's the difference between DRS and ERS?
So DRS stands for Drag Reduction System. So each race would have a green sector on the minimap, as you can see on the bottom right, and that would be where they were allowed to open up the rear flaps of the rear wing. Sorry, and they're only allowed to use that if they are within a second of the driver ahead coming into the DRS detection zone. And the ERS is, I think, is code for electronic recovery system, where it's like an extra battery of boost that all of these F1 cars have, and it gives them a little bit of extra top end speed if they use it. Of course, the best way to get into the top end speed is have the DRS, the ERS, and slipstream on. And that's what we're going to be seeing with Michael F1 right now, as he's going to get past F1 Farth to retake the lead again. Back and forth battles between these two from start to finish at this point.
It's always those two fighting, I swear.
Yep, and you're actually starting to see Battle Z Mini start to slip up a little bit. And I think coming to the mid... no, actually Fake Scouser has actually... Oh, no, yeah, wait, yeah, there is a car that's retired. New Dark Destroyer.
Yeah, he DNF.
Yeah, he actually says it in the chat as well. No, I'm not too sure what happened there. Looks like he had himself a little bit of a crash potentially. Let's see the damage on it. Yeah, he looks like he had himself a little bit of a shake-up, as he's now off to the side of the runoff area right before the castle sector, and has himself a little bit of a spin right after that as well.
I've noticed with a lot of drivers, when they spin out and crash out, they always get really disappointed with themselves. You can tell all the drivers put their heart into it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for all of these drivers, to be honest with you. It's going to be very, very tough. But, of course, these drivers are still going to give it their all. Okay, yeah, so he just said in the chat, he clipped the curb with the back tires, and that made him go into the wall and lose his right front wheel. Oh, but now we're seeing this battle for the lead take place again. Michael F1 trying to hold off on F1 Farth, but it looks like F1 Farth just has the faster exit with that DRS as well. He's looking for it. He's looking for the position off of Michael. He's looking around the outside, but Michael F1 still holds on to that lead. So he's doing an exceptional job holding on against F1 Farth. Of course, a big competitor here at SRM Esports, and he's doing it with flying colors. I think that's one thing that he has the best edge out of compared to all of these drivers out here. I think Michael F1 has the best defense in this league. But now with them two battling, RSI Marquis is starting to catch up, and this could be looking for a three-way battle for that race lead. So it's getting pretty close, I gotta say. Yeah. Well, actually, so far, if it stays like this is actually how I said for my top 3. I said Michael to take the win. Yeah. So, guys, if you can hear me, do not change your positions. Let Michael F1 win. I want to be... Yeah, I want to be correct for once. But yeah, of course, so far, of course, with it being around 3 laps left to go, you're actually seeing F1 Farth looking around the inside of Michael. Can F1 Farth get past? He can, but Michael F1 will be having the DRS once again on the exit here, and he will take back that race lead. He's going around the outside. F1 Farth can do nothing about it as he sees that flying Ferrari get past. But let's see. But as I was saying, sorry, with there being 3 laps left to go, is now going to be coming down to talking about driver of the day. And for me, it's only between one of 2 drivers at this point.
Who's that?
Michael F1 and F1 Farth. Mainly because Michael F1, He started in second, and he's doing an exceptional race. He has no time penalties, and he has been trying to hold on with his teammate of Grimmy being disqualified after retiring into the pit lane, and with him defending pretty well against F1 Farth and around him, he is a big contender for driver of the day. But same goes with F1 Farth. F1 Farth started in 8th, he pushed up to 4th, had got unlucky multiple times with the safety car when he made the pit stop. And on the previous pit stop with the safety car, he actually started in 10th. Within one lap, he went back up to 5th, and now we're seeing him in 2nd battle for the race lead. So it's between both of those two, in my opinion. Yeah, that is fair. But well, I mean, of course, you're in the comms box, so you would still put your opinion across, of course. This is the commentator's driver of the day, so your vote still counts, even if it's for Michael for personal reasons. That's still a good reason enough.
Yeah, that's the one thing Michael's always said about the race. It's always got to be fair.
Of course, and that's the main thing. Always want to be fair, want to be consistent, and you also want to have some good sportsmanship, and that's the one thing that we always love to see here. And a lot of these drivers out here have a lot of respect. You doing a PS4 chat or Discord? I'm actually we're doing it a bit different actually. New Dark. Alicia is currently on Facebook Messenger. We're currently on a call. This is how we're actually doing it. Yeah, so I know that she sounds a little bit quiet, but it's perfectly fine. But yeah, it's kind of hilarious. No, they hear you, but of course it's going to be a little bit quieter because you're coming through a speaker on my phone, which is on max volume. But
no idea I'm doing this, so it's going to be a very big surprise when he watches the stream back.
Yeah, it is. I think Michael would definitely appreciate it though. Seeing you commentate. I think it would be fun for you.
Oh, he was going to see if he could join as well.
I mean, if you want, come in. We can actually talk about what happened in your crash. But let me see. We might have to do it another time, to be honest with you, because since it's actually near the end of the race, we don't want to miss any of this this battling for the first place. And with me trying to invite you, it'll be a blue screen just going across it, and we're probably gonna have to do it next time. But if James is still sick by next week, why not? To be honest, why not? But let's see now, with this being the penultimate lap of the race, once these drivers cross the line, is going to be the final lap. Michael still leads the way with F1 Farth in 2nd, RSI Marquis in 3rd as well. So this is it, the final lap, ladies and gentlemen, around Abu Dhabi. Let's see who's going to be the one to come out on top. Is it going to be Michael, F1 Farth, or RSI Marquis? We're going to have to stay on board with this three-way battle for the front until the checkered flag. But so far, Michael F1 has a huge... Oh yeah, defo, and I'll see if I can get it off, but can't promise anything. Yeah, no worries though. No worries. Oh, and actually, F1 Farth takes a lot of that curb there, so he's going to lose a lot of pace compared to Michael, and he is now down to around 7/10. You're also seeing Markey trying to catch up as well on this DRS straight. He's not able to catch up though. F1 Farth is using everything that he has in his disposal, the DRS, the ERS, and the slipstream. He's gotten past Michael coming into the chicane, but can Michael get past? He has another DRS, and Michael could be retaking the lead. We're going to go on board with him now as he uses everything in his disposal. The DRS, the ERS, and the slipstream. He's not going to get past F1 Farth. At the end of the DRS straight, F1 Farth still holds on to the lead of this race coming down to the final lap. Michael needs a miracle at this point because he's seeing the Aston Martin of F1 Farth drive away from him. And with that being said though, we are entering the hotel sector. Looks like F1 Farth's going to hold on to this race win.
I do really think though, the tyres let Michael down so much. If he had newer tyres, then I think he'd be able to manage it.
Well, it looks like F1 Farth is going to take the race win here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as he pushes even higher for the Drivers' Championship. He takes the checkered flag with Michael F1 in second, and RSI Marquis finishes in third. What a front three that we have just witnessed. Not exactly how I predicted it, but still a... I still got the top three, just in the wrong places. But yeah, still an extraordinary race for all three of them. Gave it the roll until the end. F1 Farth just had the extra edge when it comes to using that ERS, and he's going to take the race win. Well deserved, well deserved. And he...
Drivers, so...
Sorry, say that again?
Farth is such a good driver, so it's definitely deserved the win.
Oh yeah, hands down. We're still waiting on Fix Scouser and Kittle to cross the line, but it looks like F1 Farth did not get the fastest lap. It's actually going down to Hazza. So Hazza takes the fastest lap, but F1 Farth will still be getting an extra point for himself in the championship, as he is the commentator's driver of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for F1 Farth. Put your hands together for our top three, to be honest with you. An extraordinary battle between all of them.
It was such an interesting battle, honestly.
But with Kittle now crossing the line, F1 Farth can now celebrate back at home. Michael will be getting a second place, so still a very good result for him. He's still, I think he might actually get the championship lead at this point, but I'm not entirely too sure, so I'm not going to say anything as of yet. But what a wait, what a waste. What a race that we have just witnessed. My R's and W's, I swear. What a race that we have just witnessed here, Alicia. Good to have you in the comms box midway. Hopefully we can do it again. And, well, next week, actually, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be at the Silverstone Circuit for round 9. And that is going to be the midway point of the season, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to queue into that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure the notification bell is completely filled. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, your front three, F1 Farth, Michael F1, and RSI Marquis. An extraordinary race for all of them. Everyone included, even if they crashed out or if they finished in the lower position. Still a good result for all of them. Dopey Lemons got his first ever pole position in today's race. Finishes in 6th. Had himself a good result. But with that being said, I've been Justin. She's been Alicia. Thanks again for coming in. And we will see you next time.
Yes, thank you for having me.